So, as per the regulations, I just got 15 minutes. I'll try to give my best because I have a huge responsibility talking in front of such a brilliant group of medicos. So, starting with the journey, obviously everybody's journeys has struggles, but what we take from it, that's the most important part. And through my journey, I want you to learn 3 important questions. I want you to ask 3 important questions. And by the end of today's talk, or by the end of today's event, I want you to write down this in your book and just amplify and use that, all right? So let's start with those questions. First question is, what is your personal legend? Second question is, what is your why? And third question is, what impact you will make on life? So let's start with the first question. What is your dream? What is your personal legend? So it all starts with a story. I was just in my schooling days. Obviously, I was not that smart, average, you can write that off. I was below average, perhaps. Coming through the days, I was even having various diseases, or various, I would say, attention deficit disorder kind of thing. Obviously, that was not the thing at that period, so nobody diagnosed me in that. So otherwise I would have to take medications and all. But luckily, I survived through that. Coming on to the 10th standard, when I got little serious about the studies, my mom used to say that, "Beta, this is the only way you have to go ahead, because we are not backed by so many things." I was the first of the person in the family with my brother who were studying. So we had no choice left. Throughout all the mischievous that I've done through the schooling, everybody used to laugh that when I used to say that, "Sir, I want to be doctor." They used to say, "Okay, then I will be NASA scientist or NASA chief or something." But somehow, I managed to work through that. I got into 10th around good rank, 92%. Now the story begins. When the results of the 10th declared, I was in my hometown. That's roughly around 300 kilometers from the city where I live. So that is Aurangabad. And from there, 300 kilometers, my hometown was. So when the results got declared, my friend called me. He said, "Vishal, you got very good percentage. You got 92%. And I was at the hometown chilling in the summer vacation. So everybody, my grandpa got completely happy. Obviously, we celebrated that part. Then he dropped a very important bomb over there. That, "Vishal, but if you want to get into MBBS, which is your dream, you will have to go to the one institute. That is a coaching institute." So we know in India, there is a lot more predominance of the coaching institute when we talk about the education. But to get in that coaching institute, you have to first give an interview. Now, there were a couple of things. From my hometown to the town where I used to live, that is Aurangabad, the distance was 300 kilometers, and the night time, there was only one bus to come in. And that bus had around 40 seats. So as usual, around 40 seats, we had around 100 people in that. And I didn't have any idea about what exactly the questions I'll get in the interview for the coaching institutes. So I tried to revise all the things like Krebs cycle, all the parts of the heart. Okay, heart has 4 chambers, right side is deoxygenated blood, left side is oxygenated blood, everything. But I exactly didn't have any idea that what exactly they're going to ask me. I prepared somehow. I asked my friend, and I took some cheats with me to just revise in the bus. Little did I know that there were 100 people in the bus around me, and the cheats will be like this. Even my hands, I couldn't open this. The best thing next happens is our bus broke down in midway. My interview was at 10 a.m. in the morning. Bus broke down in the evening bus when I was going. So we are now strangled in the midway. No one to help us, nobody. So it took almost 6-8 hours again. Then I went back to the Aurangabad. So at that point, the time in the clock was around 11:30. And the interviews were about to end at 12. So I asked my friend that, "Sorry, my bus broke. What should I do now?" So absolutely no energy, no food, 100% anxiety was there. I asked him that, what should I do now? He said, "No problem. We have interviews till 12. You just wait over here." I waited, and the next thing happens. I'm totally hungry, and the interviewer takes a break. He goes to have lunch. He says, "I'm coming in 10 minutes. You just wait over here." Now, at that point, in just 5 minutes I had no time to think. Obviously, I had no time to revise anything. So I just drew a picture of me, just a cartoon of me, with the question mark in the cloud that we obviously see in the comics. I drew that, and I kept it in my 10th mark sheet around the documents. So meanwhile, the students were discussing some of that at the corner that, oh, they asked me what is trigonometry. He asked me about the gravity. Somebody said he asked me about the osteoclast and osteoblast. I knew it was a blast for me at that point, but later I thought, okay, let it be. We'll just face. I have a beautiful painting if nothing helps. Someone was just discussing over there. Oh, he asked me that why you want to be doctor. I said, oh my God, I know Krebs cycle, etc., but I've never, in whole heart, I thought what I want to be doctor. In that point, I knew what the best answer is, to save others. So I go into the interview asked me all the questions. Then he ended up asking, why you want to be doctor? I said that I want to be doctor to save others. He said, beta, 500 students were there, everybody said the same thing. I have only 100 seats. Why should I select you? I said, sir, to be honest, I need a period of 2 days. And in that 2 days, I'll search my answer. If you like my performance, after 2 days, please then only get me the seat into this top institute for coaching. So he said, okay. All the interview panel just look at each other. They see at my painting, what is this? Then I said, sir, this is me, completely clueless right now. But I knew that if I have to be doctor, I have to be researched that what exactly I want to do in my life. As sir also mentioned. I went home. I asked so many doctors around that why you became doctor. I didn't get any answer. Then I came across a very good book, Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. There was written that if you want to be something, the universe will conspire for you. I knew that universe will conspire me, but why I want to be doctor? That was the big question. Then next day into the coaching, I went. I said that, sir, I thoroughly researched. I think as of now, I want to be doctor genuinely to help the others. He said, okay, we like your confidence that day only, but it's all right, you are on the seat. I studied, then got into the MBBS. In MBBS again, the different story genres. So you know, when we enter into the MBBS, we know now it's all fun. We're having immense amount of the confidence going into the anatomy lecture hall. And when the lecturer asks, what is this nerve? Then you know, you are nowhere over here. So coming into the MBBS now, again, that question came into mind that what exactly I want to do in my life. So the second question I want to ask you is, what is your why? Can you take the first slide? First slide. Yeah. So the second question that came in my mind at that point, that what is my why? I struggled to the MBBS, and in one fine day, during my first year MBBS, just before my anatomy exam, I had an accident. It was RTA. So there were a lot of people around gathered me. I remember they were discussing, and the concerned voices were there. Somebody said that he is a student, medical student. I don't know if he's going to survive or not. Then I thought, I'm all right, man. I can listen to everything. Then he says, then they took to me to the hospital. One ER doctor was there. I had zero confidence that I'm going to really survive or not. So with the affection, with the just query, concern, I asked the ER doctor that, sir, will I get better? She said, yeah, you don't have anything, just the SDH. We will do the surgery. You will get absolutely better. So after that, I knew. Now this is my why. So my why was to comfort others in such a way that they comforted me when I had the most bad phase in my life. So for you, if you think that you want to be doctor, you have to search, or if you want to be anywhere else, you have to search what is your why. Coming on to the story of the what is your why. In that period, just when I entered into the MBBS, I got the good grades for the anatomy exams. I had to prepare a lot in prelims exam. Unfortunately, I got failed. So I was a very sensitive kind of boy. I was crying at the corner of our library. One of my friend came, that, why are you crying? I said, it's just because I'm not getting anatomy. I'm not getting anything. How will I do? How will I help others if I don't pass MBBS itself? He said, Vishal, have you forgotten that what is your why? And at that point, I seriously forgot what was my why. Yes, to help others, but why? And at that point, he suggested me one more book by the Viktor Frankl, that is The Man's Search of Anything, Man's Search of Meaning. So at that point, I read that book and I got the idea that if the person knows their why, they can certainly handle any how in life. So then got into the, again, one more inspiration event, got into the PG, and that's what real why was. In PG, during the COVID period, you know what the era was. Obviously, we had to face so many struggles at that point of time. There were so many patients waiting for us. And one patient, just like what did I ask when I got the accident, that will I get better? One old elderly man, around 60 years old, in the ICU, I was just taking rounds. He asks and holds my hands, that, sir, will I get better? And just like any other round question, I said, see, we are trying our best. But then just he added that, but sir, I want to meet my family, my son. I've not met my son since 10 years. He's in US. Will I get better? And at that point, that very moment, it clicked me. Yes, this is my why. I just consoled him, and we got him better. But the moment, after a few days, when he got better, was calling to his family, that amount of gratification, that amount of gratitude I got, that was my why. So I request you to search your why, to do anything you like. Now coming to the third question, that what impact will you make, what legacy you want to give to others. After residency, I was not an ordinary student anymore. In residency, all the tables are turned. You are actually, in a mental way or in a physical way, you are trained in such a way that you are now a different person, different kind of personality. I get into the hospitals as MD medicine now, as a consultant, junior consultant. At that point, I had this very important question, that what impact will I make? If I don't do anything in this life, what's the use of me being doctor? Yes, I'm going to help these people. I'm going to work in that way. And at that very moment, I knew that after COVID period, we are seeing so many people around us who are getting a lack of knowledge, or you would say the wrong information through the social media, wrong information to this important means. And at that point, I knew that this is for me. I should try telling something, because if I have learned something, I should give back to the society. Obviously, preventive medicine is the best form of the medicine. So I started creating content. Initially, got like 5 likes. Maybe I thought my mother will like it. Eventually, she doesn't understand English. Still, she used to share it everybody. Gradually, the likes used to got little higher. One student one day messaged me, sir, your blogs, your videos are kind of motivating for me. And I was thinking of quitting the MBBS, or I was thinking to not take PG, but just because of you, I'm going to do the medicine. And at that point, and at that very point, I knew this is the legacy, or this is the impact I want to create by creating social media content. If you have gone through my content, I've never been a cringy kind of thing. I always try to be what people want, what students want from me. And I think that's the legacy that I got, or that's the impact that I wanted from my social media. So at the end of today's day, at the end of this discussion, go at your home, ask yourself these 3 questions. What is your dream? Nurture it, protect it, manifest it. What is your why? Because if you know your why, you can solve any how in the world. And the third, that what impact you want to make in this world will make you a better person, a better human being than you are. Thank you so much.